These supporting tasks emphasize the IS auditor's responsibility to evaluate the governance and operational controls that protect organizational information assets throughout their lifecycle. These responsibilities focus on data classification, operational incident management, change governance, logging and monitoring, asset lifecycle management, and emerging risks associated with decentralized technology usage. As organizations increasingly operate within highly interconnected digital ecosystems, effective governance over these areas has become essential for maintaining cybersecurity, regulatory compliance, operational resilience, and business continuity. The CISA framework requires auditors to adopt a risk-based perspective that integrates governance, technology controls, and business objectives into a unified assurance approach. The first responsibility requires auditors to evaluate data classification practices for alignment with the organization's data governance program, privacy program, and applicable external requirements. Data classification establishes the foundation for information security by categorizing information according to sensitivity, confidentiality, business value, and regulatory obligations. Effective classification enables organizations to apply appropriate access controls, encryption requirements, retention schedules, monitoring procedures, and disposal standards throughout the data lifecycle. Auditors assess whether classification schemes are formally documented, consistently applied across systems, periodically reviewed, and integrated with privacy governance frameworks and legal requirements such as personal data protection regulations, industry standards, and contractual obligations. Weak classification practices increase the likelihood of unauthorized disclosure, regulatory violations, and ineffective security resource allocation. Another major operational responsibility is to evaluate the organization's problem and incident management program. Incident management focuses on restoring normal service operations as quickly as possible following disruptions, while problem management identifies underlying root causes to prevent recurring incidents. Auditors evaluate whether organizations maintain formal processes for incident identification, prioritization, escalation, investigation, resolution, documentation, and continuous improvement. Effective incident management minimizes operational disruption and customer impact, whereas mature problem management contributes to long-term operational stability by eliminating systemic weaknesses. Integration between incident management, cybersecurity operations, service management, and business continuity planning further strengthens organizational resilience against operational failures and cyber threats. Closely related is the evaluation of change management, configuration management, release management, and patch management programs, which collectively govern modifications to production environments. Auditors assess whether system changes are appropriately authorized, risk-assessed, tested, documented, approved, implemented, and reviewed before deployment into operational systems. Configuration management establishes secure baselines for infrastructure and applications, while release management coordinates software deployments to minimize operational disruption. Patch management addresses vulnerabilities by applying security updates in a timely and controlled manner. Weak governance over these processes significantly increases operational risk, introduces security vulnerabilities, and may result in service interruptions or regulatory noncompliance. Effective security governance also requires auditors to evaluate the organization's log management program. Operational logs generated by operating systems, databases, applications, network devices, cloud platforms, and security technologies provide essential evidence for monitoring system activity, detecting anomalies, supporting investigations, and demonstrating regulatory compliance. Auditors examine whether log collection, retention, integrity protection, access controls, correlation, analysis, and review processes are effectively managed through centralized monitoring platforms such as Security Information and Event Management (SIEM) solutions. Comprehensive log management enables timely detection of unauthorized activities while strengthening incident response, forensic investigations, and continuous security monitoring capabilities. Another important governance responsibility involves evaluating organizational policies and practices related to asset lifecycle management. Information assets, including hardware, software, virtual infrastructure, cloud resources, digital certificates, and information repositories, should be governed from acquisition through deployment, maintenance, retirement, and secure disposal. Auditors verify that inventory management, ownership assignment, maintenance scheduling, license management, security configuration, vulnerability management, replacement planning, and asset disposal procedures adequately protect organizational resources throughout their operational lifecycle. Effective asset management reduces operational costs, improves regulatory compliance, and minimizes exposure to security risks associated with obsolete or unmanaged technology assets. The final supporting task addresses the increasingly significant challenge of shadow IT and end-user computing, EUC. Shadow IT includes technology solutions acquired or developed outside formal IT governance processes, while EUC encompasses spreadsheets, databases, scripts, low-code applications, and other user-developed tools supporting business operations. Although these technologies improve flexibility and innovation, they often bypass organizational security controls, documentation standards, backup procedures, and change management requirements. Auditors evaluate associated risks involving data integrity, cybersecurity, regulatory compliance, business continuity, and operational reliability while determining whether compensating controls, including monitoring, governance policies, user education, periodic reviews, and access management, adequately mitigate these exposures. Collectively, supporting tasks 31 to 36 reinforce the strategic role of IS auditors in strengthening operational governance, data protection, asset management, cybersecurity monitoring, and organizational resilience within increasingly decentralized and technology-driven business environments.